Hi. In this video, we are going to discuss one of the problem that the length of the linked list data structure. So the question is find the length of the linked list. So how do we find that one? So previous video we already discussed about the how the data structure of linked list look like and how the we create the linked list in Java. Also we also watch that how do we insert in the linked list, etc. So here we are going to discuss about the length of the linked list. There we can do in two way, that is iterative method as well as the recursion. So let's do that.
So here I have created a one class named linked list length. So we can find the length by two way. One is by the iterative way or by the recursion. Okay, so we can go one by one. So before that, we already covered how to create the linked list and how do we insert the record into the linked list in the previous video. So let's have one more time the data structure. So the linked list class contains one node and it is the static class, and inside the static class itself there is a two parameters there. One is the data and one for pointer to the next node. Okay, so this is how the data structure looks like, and we are using the same data structure and this class in our in our current program. And this is the way how to create the object of the linked list. So we created one linked list um, by using the new operator, and we are inserting the records into linked list in the previous example itself. So if you are not viewed that video, please view that video, and you can better understand how to insert the record in there. So we have reused the method here, that is insert, and the logic is here already we have. Then we need to find the length of the linked list, so we can go by one. So the first method we are used by the iterative. So in this iterative method, we are uh, passing the parameter, passing the parameter of linked list. So initially, I have declared one variable, that is size is equal to -1. So this initialization is because if the list is null, or its list head, that is if that is in any case that is the null, then we are returning the default value. So if the size is equal to -1 means, or if we are getting the signs, it will be null, or its head will be pointing to null. So if this condition is not satisfied, if that is the case, then it will come to this part of remaining part of the code. So here we are incrementing the size value, so it will be 0 here. Then what we are doing is that we are finding the or we are iterating till the last node. We already know that the data structure looks like one. For example, this is how the data structure looks like, right? 3.2, then null. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to find, we have to go from 1 to 2, similarly 2 to 3, then 2 to null, which means each iteration, or if we pass through 1 to 2, if we move, we are incrementing the size parameter by 1. Okay, so we actually, by this logic, what we are going to find is that which is the last node. Okay, if we get the last node, we need to iterate, or we need to move by one. So if we get the last node, then if we reach the last node, we already know that the length of the linked list by the value of size. Okay, so what we are doing is that we need to find the last node. So I just uh, named the node as a last here variable, and initially it will be list.head because we starting from the head, correct? So I just pointed now the last variable as a head. Then we are iterating. What we are doing here in iteration, we are using the while loop. In the while loop will execute, or while loop will be iterate till the last node not equal to null. If the last is last node, or this variable pointing to any other node, then this logic will be executed. So here in our case, the list is the list.head, that is that is passed to last variable, and if we are checking whether it is a null or not. If it is not null, then size will be incremented. Then what we are doing, we will point the last into to the next pointer, which means initially it will be 1. Then in the first iteration, the this pointer move to last dot next, means it will be 2. Then the next iteration, again it will check whether this condition satisfied or not. In here we can say that this 2 will be point to 3, so it will come inside of this loop. Then size will increment to 2. Then again this last will be now pointing to last dot next, means to the next 3. Okay, then it will iterate. So this is how we can find the size of the linked list by iterative way. Now let's look into recursion. For recursive manner, we I define one method. I define one method named size by recursive, and here it is accepting one parameter, that is the linked list. So initially it will check whether the linked list null or not. So if it is a null, it will return -1. Else it will call the another method size by recursive by passing its node. Okay, so what here doing is that here we can see that the in recursion, generally in recursion, what we will do, we will check the basic condition. What is the basic condition here? If node is equal to null, if node is equal to null, we will return 0. Else what we will do, we will again call the same method by passing next element. Okay, so what it is mean by, in the case of the 1 2 3, for example, we are taking the same example here as well. So if initially what will be the value here, it will be 1. So this condition, this if condition will be false, then it will come to 1 plus, then again we need to find the size, correct? So 1 plus, what is the again the method by pointing to 2 onwards, correct? Then the next iteration, what will be here, it will be 2. Then this if condition, again it will be false, then again it will be increment, correct? Increment by 1 plus, then the again call seconds node next will be third, then the iteration will continue. When it will be 3, if it becomes 3, again it will call increment 1, then it will be here, what will be the next iteration, I mean next recursive call will be null. If the null comes, what will happen, this is condition is true, it will return 0. So let's debug this uh, code for better understanding. So I inserted here actually 5 records. Okay, so this is 1 2 3 4 5 will be the size actually we supposed to get. So I put a breakpoint here for the better understanding. I put only for the recursive manner, right click, debug the Java application. See here you can see that from the main method the size recursive method called. So another stack is here created. That is the why two stack here appear. Again, initially what will be the pointing to? Initially it will be pointing to 1, correct? And it will come, so this condition is false, so it is going to call the recursive by passing the node. Here we can see that node is equal to 1, and this condition, if condition will be false, so it will go to another. So here we can see that this main method recursive, then the recursive by the node, then again here we can see that it is a 1, and this is again going to call the same method. So both side, see, it is called as a 2, that is the second recursion. Here also you can see that first recursion, from where this method is called, now from this same method itself it is called again, correct? See here we can see this is the node 1 in this case. Here you can see this is a node 2. So again one more stack is created, correct? Then again we are checking the conditions in here. Then again this is now pointing to 3. So here you also can see that there is a recursively this stack is increased. Now this is the node 3. Again we can see that this is node 3 and this will be node 4 now. So again this is called again incremented. One method is also incremented. This is 4, this is 5. Okay, now again it is called, it will be null. So when null comes, it will be, this condition will be true and it will return 0. So what will be the value? 0. 0 comes. Here you can see one stack is reduced because it is returned already. So what will be here? This will be 1. Value will be 1. Then it will return to, from where this call got. See, you can see this is a 5. From where this is got called? From here, from this tag, right? In this tag, what is the value here? It is a 4, correct? So from here, whatever the size value you got it, that will be written here and it will be added along with 1. So we can see that, see, 1 is reduced. Then now its x value will be, let's see, 2. How it will be 2? Previously it was 1 and then it 1. Here we added that call trace. If this is returned, this is returned, correct? This is returned. So here the return value, this will be now 2 whenever this call is getting called, correct? Now it is 3, 4, 5. After that, see, 5 iteration completed, and along with we added 1, then it will return that value. This is printed. Okay, so this is how we can find the length of the linked list. So there is a two-way iteration as well as the recursive way. Thank you.
If you like the video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos.